Welcome back to Mr. Lamb's Science Corner. Again, we are at Mazama High School instead of my shop because there's some things that I left here when I left Mazama that I had gathered over the years for the edification of the new chemistry teacher. And one of those is this rather unassuming looking cup. Okay? And this one will demonstrate something called thermal chromatic properties. And it's just a very long word, it's supposed to be one word, thermal chromatic. And the thermo, of course, has to do with heat, and chromatic has to do with color. So this is a color change caused by temperature change. We're familiar with if we leave something iron on the barbecue grill too long, it will turn red hot. That's an example of thermochromaticity, which is really quite a word. If you get that on Scrabble, you can probably win. But what they've done is they've put a thermochromatic substance inside the plastic, and it will show a color change. So I'm going to pour some ice water in here. Now I won't quite fill it up, and let it sit there for a minute. While we're letting it get all nice and changed, and it's not a very dramatic change. I used to have a cup, and I don't know where it is, from, I think it was Burger King, back at the days of Aladdin, which dates me quite a bit. But they had, you had the regular cup, and then when you put your ice cold pop into it, it changed color, and the genie appeared. And you had other things, other scenes where different things appeared like magic, because after all, Aladdin is all about magic. And I can't find that cup now. So this one was given to me at the NSTA regional convention, I believe it was, some years ago, up in Portland. And as you can see, where the cold water isn't, it didn't change, and where the cold water is, it did change. And so if I pour this out, it's still cold, but let's see if I can get on my not so terribly warm finger. We'll see if we can do this. Well, it didn't change much, but it did change some. And I've been told, and I don't see any reason to disagree, that one of the chemicals that they use for things like this is our good friend cholesterol. And I know you're saying, wait a minute, cholesterol, but since when did cholesterol become our friend? Well, cholesterol is so important to you that your body makes it, and therefore doesn't need to eat it. So if you're, this is not a get out of jail card free to do this, because if you eat a lot of cholesterol, it's going to collect around your heart, and then your heart says, I'm out of here. And then you have a problem, a serious problem. But the cholesterol itself is very important. It is the insulation for all your nerves. Now, if you've ever had a bare wire touch a bare wire, you know that bad things happen. Well, the same thing happens with your nerves. If a bare nerve touches a bare nerve, bad things will happen. So they have a sheath of fat going along the nerve so that the nerves themselves aren't exposed. And so that's what the cholesterol does. And so it's extremely important. It's so important that the body makes it itself. So if you have zero fat in your diet for long enough, you will run out of cholesterol, your nerves will short circuit, and then things like your heart decides not to work anymore, your lungs don't get the signals to inflate and deflate. Lots of bad things happen. So you want to make sure that you have some fat in your diet. These people who brag about, I got a 1% body fat, well, they're kind of pushing their luck. I'm not really one to worry about that too much, unfortunately. I could certainly, before you say it, I'll say it, I could certainly eat a lot less fat than I do, but the Lord just made it so good to eat. So much fun to eat. So anyway, so here is another use for cholesterol, that it is a thermochromatic chemical, or it can be made to do that. So these mood rings that you used to have way back in the 70s, those of you who go back that far, I do, but a lot of people don't, but they used to wear these mood rings that would change color according to your mood. Well, sort of. They would change color according to the temperature. And they use them now for measuring temperature on your forehead, so they're not sticking things in your mouth or other places. They're putting it on your forehead, and they're measuring the temperature from that. I do dialysis twice a week for my kidneys, which aren't working too well, and they stick something in my ear, and I'm not really sure what that does, but they think it measures the temperature. But this is a very non-invasive way of doing it, just laying a strip on your forehead and then seeing what lights up. So anyway, so cholesterol, definitely your friend, but he's so much of a friend, you're going to make your friend. You don't need to eat him. Okay, with that, thank you very much. This is Mr. Lamb, Science Corner.